First at 6, struck by tragedy. Two mothers sharing their stories of unimaginable grief.
Their sons were involved in a horrible crash just 2 nights ago. One was killed. The other was fighting for his life, is now being blamed for the accident that killed a total of 5 and critically injured 2 others.
7 investigator Jim Kirchner live in Livingston County right now with why that man's mother says her son should be held accountable for this. Jim?
Yeah, Stephen, let me show you how this happened. According to state police, the first car was coming southbound on Argentine. That would be coming right at us. Blew the stop sign on the left, T-boned the second car here in the middle of the intersection. Then both cars ended up over here. The car with the young adults from Fenton rolled over, burst into flames. 2 of those guys were ejected. The 2 moms we talked with said they didn't hear about this for several hours later. Police say the driver responsible is Matthew Carrier and his mother is Stephanie Allen.
I think I'm still in shock. I can't stop crying.
Julie Henderson went looking for Justin in Fenton when he didn't come home late Tuesday night. He was killed 20 miles south.
And I thought to myself, well, there's not been any sirens. I was too far away to hear the sirens.
Matthew Carrier is in critical condition at U of M Hospital in Ann Arbor on a ventilator and can't speak.
Said it's minute to minute, day to day. They're constantly touching his stomach and pressing to make sure there's no internal injuries. Basically, his communication is thumbs up for yes, thumbs down for no. I told him I loved him.
Justin Henderson was inside this burned out car and had to be identified today through dental records. He had just bought the car last Saturday at age 18 and was 2 weeks away from graduating high school. Police say Matthew was driving and his mother has been told under the influence.
They said Matt's blood alcohol content was way over legal limit, and the doctor said that it was so high that he could have died from alcohol poisoning.
I know my son, and I know that if he had known Matthew was drinking, he wouldn't have given him the keys.
If he doesn't die from his injuries and he does survive this, and they find out he is the driver and he gets prison time, I believe that that's what he should get, because there should be accountability for people's actions.
That's quite a thing for you to have to say.
I know most parents don't believe that, but I do.
He didn't set out with malice, and he's got to live with that if he makes it. That's punishment enough for him.
I can certainly hear compassion, not blame, in her voice. Stephanie says a lot of people have been calling her son Matthew a lot of names. She says they're dehumanizing him. They don't know him. He never intended for this to happen. He doesn't even remember it. She says he's bipolar and has had a difficult life all the way up to now. Carolyn, Stephen?
Wow, Jim, tough to hear those mothers talk about their sons and what they're going through, and of course all of the death around this. But what was the driving record of this young man, Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew, and get this, even the other driver in the second car did not have a valid license. Both have had a long history of trouble on the road. In fact, the second driver, Albert Boswell, he's also survived this accident, but he's also one of the ones in critical condition in the hospital at U of M. Carolyn, Stephen.
Wow. All right, Jim, a lot of healing still to do. Thank you so much for that live report.